Hey there guys, I am the Sixth Machine and welcome back to another Warhammer video. So as we saw in the new Sisters of Battle Codex, even though it hasn't been previewed yet, they are, like all the other armies, getting a combat patrol box, and the contents appear to have been shown off within the pages of the book. So let's take a look at what we'll be getting in this box, because I won't lie, it looks like it's going to be quite a good one. You may recognise, if you are an ardent Sisters player, that this box looks very familiar. And that's because, yes, it is essentially a repackaged version of their old special edition box set that came with the big re-release of the Sisters of Battle back in 2019. And for good measure, GW have chucked in a Rhino to go alongside it. So it's genuinely a really great number of models, and also really nice in that compared to many other combat patrol boxes, you get a lot of variety in the unit types and actual number of individual squads and models that you can add to your force. For what we can guess will be the same £85 price tag as other combat patrols, you get a Canoness, 10 Battle Sisters, 5 Seraphim, a Repenter Superior and 4 Sisters Repentia, 3 Arco-Flagellants, a Penitent Engine, and said Rhino, which, as you can tell, really does give you an incredibly cool looking and varied force to bring to the table. And if you only managed to get one of the original Sisters boxes back in the day and haven't really added onto it much until now, this could be a really fantastic way to pretty much double your existing force. And even if you have continued to grow and build your Sisters of Battle army, the units here are all incredibly fluffy and fun and honestly useful units which you could almost certainly find a place for in your list, adding some very powerful close combat punch to your army with the Repentia and the Flagellants, as well as a brilliant set of troops with the Sisters Battle Squad and the Rhino to help get them around the board. In terms of the savings from a money perspective, the original Sisters box was around £150 or so, I believe, so in comparison to that, you are saving a load of money and getting the Rhino thrown into the mix as well. If we go by current GW prices for the kits separately, it's a little bit trickier as a lot of these units don't come in the sizes that you can actually get them in their boxes, but by doing some pretty simple basic napkin maths and looking at the prices on Games Workshop's website, we can come to a reasonable figure, I think, of about 180 odd pounds for each of these squads separately if you half the cost of things like the Repentia and the Arco-Flagellants and the Penitent Engine boxes, which gives you a really mind-blowing saving of something in the region of about 90 odd pounds, meaning that by buying this box, you can essentially consider you're getting a full half of it for free. The obvious downside to this box is, of course, that being a repackaged older Sisters box, they are monoposed models, and so whilst they are fantastic sculpts and they look absolutely gorgeous, it will come with the cost that they are not as uniquely posable or varied as you might find if you bought the kits separately. But still, all that being said, as really brand new sculpts, they were only released in 2019, that isn't too much of a problem in my mind because they do still look absolutely stunning, and even a few duplicates across your army really shouldn't be an eyesore on the tabletop, I don't think. Overall, I'm really impressed with this box. I think there's a fantastic mix of quality and quantity in terms of the models you get. They've done a great job of making it a box where a new player could easily pick up just one box and have a very solid, small little combat patrol, but at the same time getting 2 or even 3 of these boxes just makes them exponentially better, giving you the chance to beef up those Repentia and the Arco-Flagellant squads to make them a real threat in melee, and then with the Sisters now being able to go up to 20 strong, getting 20 or even 30 of them gives you a really solid core of troops, whether you want to run your army as a patrol or split them into 3 10-man squads for a battalion. The Rhinos are also useful for some board mobility, and as you expand further and maybe get some Dominions or Retributors for some heavier firepower, they will be invaluable at not only keeping your squads alive, but also getting them up towards your enemy to cleanse them with fire and melter. In terms of the points for this, at a base level, all the models here brings you out to just over 500 points by my counting. So by getting 2 and then dropping maybe one of the Repentia Superiors if you are planning on combining the Sisters Repentia, and then sprinkling a few upgrades here and there, you could get yourself a really very cheeky little 1000 point army, which would give you some great board control, some decent shooting, and a good few terrifying melee units to get up into your enemy's face. I think it would be a really fun army to play, as well as really fun to play against, and for the price of, as far as we know, £170 for both boxes, assuming GW doesn't up the price of the combat patrol, because you do get a lot in this box, but we will stick with the idea that they're going to keep it at £85. So by getting 2 for £170, it's honestly a really cheap way to get yourself a pretty solid 1000 point Sisters list, and it gives you plenty of space to expand whether you want to go for that infantry focused shooty list or a scary melee army of zealots, or even get some more vehicles like the Castigator and the Exorcist and do more of an armored breakthrough style of Sororitas army. I honestly am very impressed with this combat patrol. I think it's one of the best that we have seen out of all of them in terms of value for money, in terms of the amount of points you get, as well as the variety and the overall look and theme of the combat patrol. I think Games Workshop have done a very, very good job with this one. But what do you think of this combat patrol? How does it compare to some of the other ones that we've seen? Do you think it is good from a money and a points perspective? And as always, if you could change any parts of it, what would you like to see removed or changed or added to make it even better? Let me know in the comments below. And as always, thank you very much for watching. Please do like and subscribe for more Warhammer content from me. But until next time, I will catch you later, guys.